going to be making a nice healthy soup today, great little winter warmer. What we're going to be making is a spicy red lentil and vegetable soup. Really easy to do, really quick, and also the good thing about it is you can change the vegetables that you want to use and just make it your own. It's always delicious. So to make this soup, I just want to go through the ingredients I'm going to use. Now I've got a good sort of handful of potatoes, going to peel those, probably chop them in half. If you've got really big potatoes, you might want to chop them into quarters. Now I'm going to use Maris Piper potatoes, but you can pretty much use any potato you want. The only thing you don't want to do is boil it too much that they disintegrate, but equally, you know, you want them to soften up, nice soft potatoes. So that's the potatoes. Then I've got one whole onion, just going to peel that, chop it down fairly fine, and we're going to fry that with one chilli, which I'm going to take the seeds out of, a couple of cloves of garlic. I've also got a bit of leek. Now with the leek, I've actually slit it down the middle so I can run it under cold water and just try and make sure there's no dirt in between the layers. Spinach. Now, not a particularly big bag. It's actually two tiny little bags there, so I'm going to include spinach in my one. The thing about this soup is you can vary the ingredients, you know, keep the potatoes, but you can mix and match the other sort of vegetables to whatever you like. So give it a go and make it your own. Then I've got some tomato puree, going to get a good splodge of that in. Red lentils. Now I've got 175 grams of red lentils. Now I'm just going to rinse those under cold water in a sieve just to sort of wash them off a little bit before I put them in the pot. Curry powder. Now this is mild curry powder, but you can buy medium and hot. But don't forget, we're including a chilli, so I'm going to use the mild curry powder. I've got 6 teaspoons of that. Then you need just a little bit of salt and pepper for seasoning, and then 1 litre, that's 1,000 millilitres of water, which I'm going to turn into stock. So you want 1 litre of stock. Now I'm going to keep this vegetarian and use vegetable stock. I've got this bouillon powder, probably going to use about 5 teaspoons of that. But you know, if you've got the stock cubes or whatever stock you got, just use 1 litre of it and it will taste delicious. So there's all the ingredients. Now I'm just going to wash off the lentils, the leek, prepare the vegetables, and we're going to go over to the hob and get on with the cooking. So first of all, I'm just going to give that leek a rinse. So now I've cut it with a knife, run some cold water, and just try and make sure there's no dirt in the layers. Otherwise that'll go in your soup. That's it. Also going to wash the lentils. Now I've got a sieve there, and I'm just going to again give that a bit of a rinse really. That should do us. I'll put that back in the bowl and go and prepare the vegetables. So I've got all the ingredients laid out, they've all been washed and chopped and they're ready to go. Now it's always a good idea to lay your ingredients out so you've got them all at hand, so that way you can really enjoy the cooking. Now I've got a good sized pan and I'm going to start off with some olive oil and bring the heat up to about medium. So my pan's just warmed up. Now I'm going to start off with the onions. So I'll just put those in. I'll put the chilli in. And then we've got the leeks. Now just wait for a minute or two and then I'll put the crushed garlic in there. Now I would say you want to soften these down a little bit. Really cook these for about sort of 4 or 5 minutes. But you know, give them a good stir and don't let them brown too much. A little bit's all right. So I'll just carry on stirring these for a minute or two and then we'll add the crushed garlic. Now I've been stirring those, just keep moving them around. They've probably been cooking about 3 minutes. Now I'm going to put my garlic in there. Now I'm going to crush that. So I peeled them and I'm just going to put them in that machine there. Kind of crush that down. Put another one in. I'll just slice the bottom of that off. Whip those off there. And any of those bits in there, I'm just going to pull those out and put those in as well. So in total we've been cooking for about 5 minutes and I've been stirring it fairly often actually. You don't want it sort of sticking and browning. So it's all nice and soft, 5 minutes on a medium heat. Now what we're now going to do is to put in the carrots and the potatoes. So in with the carrots. And we've got the potatoes. Now again, give these all a good stir. Now with the potatoes in there, the carrots, again you probably want to cook for about another 5 or 6 minutes. Just rescue that one. So 5 or 6 minutes and stir them occasionally. So I've had the potatoes and carrots cooking for the 5 minutes. So from start to finish, we're at about 10 minutes now. Now, give this a quick final stir. That's it. Now I'm going to add in the curry powder. Again, just give that a quick stir. Oh, smelling lovely now. Smells like you're doing a curry here. Whoa. That's it. Then I'm going to put in a litre of water. Now obviously if you've got stock you might already have it made up. Now I'm actually going to add about 5 teaspoons of bouillon powder, vegetable stock. There you go, 5. Now bring this up to the boil, so turn the heat up and you give it a stir, and I'll just add in a little bit of tomato puree. Now mine's just going up to the boil, so I'm going to use a little bit of tomato puree, good splodge of that. Just give that a stir. And the final ingredient in the pot is going to be the lentils. They kind of stuck together, I just rinsed them, but they're all separate, that'll be fine. Now I'm going to turn this down to a simmer. Now I'd say you want to simmer that until everything's nice and tender. You know, it could take 20, 25 minutes. See how it goes. Just give it the occasional stir. We'll come back to it in about 20 minutes, see how it is. So I've been cooking the mixture for about 20 minutes. I have given it the occasional stir. Now incidentally, if yours is drying out, getting a bit too dry, always add just a little bit more water. Don't let it sort of dry up and burn. Now, let's just see how the potatoes are done. That's one of the things we can judge it by. If you stick a knife in and it comes off, then it's usually done. I think these are only just about there. Yeah, slow to come off. What I'm going to do is just add a little tiny bit more water, and then I'm going to cook it for another 5 minutes, I reckon, and then we can add the spinach in. So just a little bit, not too much. So I've had that on simmer for about 25 minutes, and I think it's just about time that the potatoes are starting to soften up a little bit. So let's just try and find one in there. And we give that a stab. Yeah, it's coming off, so that's good. The potatoes softened down, and the carrots, you know, just softened down, but a little bit of bite, because, you know, it's nice to taste a few chunky bits. Now what I'm going to do next is get me spinach. Now, I'm literally just going to put that in there. Like that. And I will put a lid on it, and that will shrink right down. Again, do it on a fairly low heat. You don't need much heat for doing the spinach. So let's just have a quick check on the spinach. I've given it the occasional stir. I think that's quite important, otherwise, you know, you end up sticking to the bottom or something. So that's it. Just a couple of more minutes. Now I might, at this stage, just give it a quick taste. See how it is. Let's get some of the juice. That's lovely. It's got a really nice curry flavour and a little bit of a kick from that chilli, so absolutely delicious. Now the other thing I'm going to add, which I didn't mention at the beginning of the ingredients, is a little bit of coriander. But before I do that, I'm just going to add a little bit of salt. A little pinch of salt. Now I've got the coriander, just the leaves really, because I think a bit of coriander will go really nice. Just stir that in. And really, that is pretty much done. So I'm just going to serve some of that up. Oh yeah. Look at that. Beautiful colours. Let's just try some of that. So let's just take a little bit. See how it is? Really nice. Got a lovely curry flavour. And you still get that bit of kick from that chilli. This is delicious. So simple to do. Took about half an hour or so, but it's nice and healthy. And on a winter's cold day, lovely. Even in the summer I'd eat that, no problem at all. You know, it's just delicious. And if you want, you know, you could serve it with a bit of bread, or maybe you could have a naan bread or something like that. So just dip that in. Lovely. So go and use up those old vegetables, the root vegetables that, you know, are sitting there lonely in the cupboard. Put them in this, be delicious. Now the other thing you can do is, when you're serving up your dish, just sprinkle a little bit of coriander on top. And also, if you've got any natural yoghurt, like a light Greek yoghurt, just put a splodge of that on top. Delicious together. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. See you on the next one. The Original Naked Chef. And Happy New Year to you all.